Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our next chapter, that is, what is democracy, why democracy. See, in new books, this is chapter number 1, but in old books, it is chapter number 2. So take care. Don't write it as chapter 1 or 2. Don't get confused in it. So, this is see the name of the chapter. What is democracy? Why democracy? So, first of all, we are to discuss what is democracy, and generally, when we talk about democracy, we say that democracy is a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. This is a simple definition given by Abraham Lincoln. And when we start the chapter, there is one kind of conversation between a teacher and the students. And first of all, why do we need to define democracy? What is the need? So there are some problems, like there are different kinds of governments in the different countries of the world. So some are democratic governments, some are non-democratic governments. So first of all, we should know what does democracy mean. So here is a conversation that one child asked the teacher, why do we need defines. She wanted to define democracy, that we should learn the definition. Then the teacher asked the child that when we use pen, pencil, rain, some other words in our daily life, do we need define? First we define what is pen and then we start using it? No. We use the words, we use these things, and by its name we understand what does it mean. So some other examples are also given, and in the last there was a conclusion that if we know the meaning of democracy, only then we can differentiate a democratic and non-democratic type of government, because there are many countries in the world who are not democratic in real sense, but they pretend to be democratic. They like to be called democratic. So here are some of the examples. So let us discuss. So first of all, one simple or very common define of democracy is given in your book. It is, democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. What does it mean? That the people, they give vote and elect their representatives. See the next para, that this is a useful starting point. This definition allows us to separate democracy from forms of government that are clearly not democratic. The army rulers of Myanmar were not elected by the people. Those who happened to be in control of the army became the rulers of the country. So very clearly it is said that when there is army rule, it is not democratic. Why? Because in democratic government, the rulers are elected by the people. But as far as army rule is concerned, all the people who were in army, they became the rulers. So there was no role of the common people. So we can't call it a democratic government. Next, people had no say in this decision. Dictators like Pinochet are not elected by the people. If we discuss about a dictatorship, so the dictator, where all the authority lies in the hands of one person, one man, then in that case also the dictator or that person with authority is not elected by the people. So we can't call it democratic. This also applies to monarchies. Monarchies, we know that the son of a ruler becomes the successor or the heir of that king. So the rulers become ruler because they are born in the royal family. So there is, again, here there is no role of the common people. So I think this is clear. If we call about dictatorship, it's not democracy. If we talk about army rule, it is not democracy. If we call about monarchies, then monarchies are also not democratic governments. So this simple definition is not adequate. It reminds us that democracy is people's rule. But if we use this definition in an unthinking manner, we would end up calling almost every government that holds an election a democracy. Means if we don't go in deep, so we can consider all the governments as democratic where their elections are held. That would be very misleading. So as we shall find out in chapter 3, every government in contemporary world wants to be called a democracy, even if it is not so. That's why we need to carefully distinguish between a government that is a democracy and one that pretends to be one. I think this is understood that some governments are really democratic, means the rulers are elected by the common people, but at some places elections are held, but all the powers rest in the hands of one person. It may be dictator, it may be army rule, it may be any other form of government, but those countries, they pretend to be democratic, but in real they are not. We can do so by understanding each word in this definition carefully and spelling out the features of a democratic government. So, what are the features? We have started with a simple definition that democracy is the form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. So, it raises many questions. Who are the rulers in this definition? Which officials must be elected for any government to be called a democracy? Which decisions may be taken by non-elected officials in a democracy? What kind of election constitutes a democratic election? What conditions must be fulfilled for an election to be considered as democratic? So in the first point, see, which official in your chapter 4 and 5 we will discuss about institutions, working of institutions, about permanent and permanent executives, and some of the these political representatives, those changes after every 5 years. So what kind of decisions are taken by elected representatives or the permanent executives? So we will discuss more in the next chapter. So what kind of elections? So elections are held, but whether these are democratic or not. So what kind of elections we are talking here, or what sort of elections can be called or can be considered as democratic? Who are the people who can elect the rulers or get elected as the rulers? Should this include every citizen on an equal basis? Can a democracy deny some citizens this right? What does it mean? If the right to vote is given to all the adult citizens or not? If this right is given on equal basis, or there are some discriminations in giving this right to vote? Next, finally, what kind of a form of government is democracy? Can elected rulers do whatever they want in a democracy? So if we elect our rulers, are these elected representatives free to do whatever they wish? Or must a democratic government function with some limits, or some limits are put on, or some limits are bound on the elected representatives? Is it necessary for a democracy to respect some rights of the citizens? Let us consider each of these questions with the help of some examples. So from here onwards, we will start discussing some of the questions related to define of democracy. So some examples are given here. Major decisions by elected representatives. Beta, now you tell me up to here. I think this is clear to you. If you have any query, you can discuss this with me in the class tomorrow. For today, this is all, and rest of the chapter we will discuss tomorrow. Have a nice day.